The Atlanta Falcons have embarrassed the franchise. Well, probably not embarrassed, but they definitely disappointed quite a few Atlanta Falcons fans, including a few analysts that had them, really putting up an effort. So start with this, right? So this is Atlanta Falcons fans' reactions to the most epic disappointment for the fans. So this is Ben for Robert. That's exactly why Raheem get for not playing the guys during preseason. This is a new coaching staff with a new quarterback. They look rusty. Cousins, Maggiet got exposed. Well, that's a little bit. Again, I think that's a little bit overreacting, man. Caleb McGarry to get exposed. I mean, it's T.J. Watt. This dude has back-to-back season where he has 19 plus sacks in a season. This dude is an absolute terror. Okay, so to say that he exposed Caleb McGee, well, this dude is exposing the entire league because nobody has had an answer for it, and nobody has an answer for him. Okay, there's no answer for this dude. This dude is a damn machine. So I'm not gonna look at Caleb McGarry because he wasn't the greatest pass protector for the most part. I think we all know that. And look, if y'all think that T.J. Watt is not that great, then that's on you. Okay, that's on you. But to say that Kirk Cousins, they got exposed. Look, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have been doing this since the 70s. This is what they do. All right. This is what they do. This organization is known for having elite pass rushers, and they showed us exactly why the Atlanta Falcons should put more emphasis on bringing top tier defenders to this team because, look, it was bad. It was a good game, 18-10, and I thought the Atlanta Falcons played well as a team, but they didn't get everything done by a team. Why? Because guys like Kirk Cousins had turnovers. The offensive line, in itself, Caleb McGarry, Drew Dahlman, a lot of guys didn't play well. So, look, it is what it is. But to say, they need more playing time in the preseason, I don't necessarily agree with that. Why? Because the Atlanta Falcons defense looked pretty damn good. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers defense looked pretty damn good. So at the end of the day, man, look, it's going to get better, and let's not panic. Monsoon said, you saying that Watt is only a sack, especially is hilarious when y'all got positive runs, was on Highsmith's side of the field. Good luck. Well, sir, I really appreciate you for leaving this comment, but you have to remember that if it wasn't for a shoestring tackle, Bijan Robinson would have scored a touchdown and he would have went for a long run. And guess what side of the ball was that? What side of the field was that? On T.J. Watt's side. So let's stop. All right, all this cockiness, okay? Let's start all this bravado. Y'all won the game, okay, Pittsburgh Steelers fan? But let's not pretend like the Falcons didn't have two opportunities to score on T.J. Watt's side of the field. So stop the nonsense and look at the tape, all right? He is a great guy. All right, he's a great player, but he's not elite when it comes down to being in the run game. Pittsburgh Steelers, for the last couple of years or so, they have been ranked at the bottom of the league, okay? The bottom of the league, the absolute worst when it comes down to stop and run. Okay, these are facts. So it's not a shot at T.J. Watt to say he's nothing but he's essentially a pass rusher. That's what he does. He gets after the quarterback. But if you have a team, you don't need him to focus on being a run stopper. You just need him to do what he does best, and that's get after the quarterback, which he is doing exactly that. Trombley said the defenses did what they're supposed to. Offense can't come on. Couldn't help McGarry, TJ X Factor all game. And like I said, goes back to what I just said. All right, the offense, it's going to get better. The Falcons' offense is going to get better. They just have to start with the mistakes. You can't have penalties. You can't throw interceptions. You can't get the quarterback hit every dang on snap. The offense in its entirety, they have to improve. Both sides of the offense struggled. Both both offenses struggled and both defenses played well. The difference is the Fields took care of the ball and Kirk Cousins did. The end. You cannot turn the ball over and expect to win. You cannot get penalties and expect to win. Fields did turn the ball over. There was a couple of instances where he could have he dropped the ball a couple times where the Atlanta Falcons could have picked up. So Fields did, in fact, fumble the ball. There was a snap. I don't know if it was more of the centers, but it was a turnover. So they turned the ball over. But this is what happens in the beginning of the game, beginning of the season. These guys are rusty. So, look, that's not, overreact. And if they don't improve and we start saying the same things over and over again, then we got a problem. Eric Murphy says, man, it's hard being a Falcons fan. I'm pissed. You got a good players, just not letting them get the ball, risk-taking, no risk-taking player, no deep ball to Mooney or Drake. We had plenty of opportunities. Well, you can't. If you can't protect the quarterback and the quarterback is jittery, the quarterback can't, step back in the pocket and deliver it without being pursued and people all in his face, this is what's going to happen. You're not going. You have to have more of a conservative offense. Why? Because the quarterback, for one, he's coming back for injury. Two, you can't be a good quarterback if people constantly in your face hitting you. Okay? The Falcons did not have a good outing. Drew Dahlman didn't play well. Chris Lindstrom didn't play as well as we thought he could, and he's always been. And then Caleb Maggiet had a nightmare of a game. So look, you can't take deep shots. You can't take risks. You can't take deep shots in the game. You can't be risky if these guys can't protect the quarterback. So everything starts up front. This is why you talk sports, always say you have to what? Play well in the trenches. The Falcons played well in the trenches on defense. They played well in the trenches. And they didn't play well in the trenches in regard to the offensive line. But defensive line, they did well. So both teams, look, sometimes you have evenly matching teams in the Atlanta Falcons. They played well on defense side of the ball. Like I said, Fields, he was under duress. But they didn't turn the ball over. The Falcons didn't give up not a single touchdown, 6 field goals. So the Falcons are good, man. Philly is next. Team more than likely will be 0-3. We could possibly be talking about Terry Fontenot and fired and Raheem being done. See, this is dumb. This is the stupid crap that I'm talking about. This is stupid. I'm not going to sit up here and talk about firing a guy after one dang on game. Okay? One freaking game. Everybody was sitting up here talking about how Terry Fontenot is a genius because he got Justin Simmons, and then here we go, one game in the season. We lost one freaking game where we did not give up a touchdown. Okay? We did not give up a touchdown. And two, Kyle Pitts actually caught a touchdown, and we're talking about that, Zach Robinson isn't smart enough. Well, if he wasn't smart enough or creative enough, how the hell he was able to do something with Kyle Pitts that Arthur Smith couldn't? He could not get the ball into the end zone. He could not create matchups where Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown. So there are some positives in this game. We just have to continuously go through it. Okay? It's going to be fine. Caleb Maggiet is absolutely horrible. In protection, TJ Watt abused him. The defense looked good. Maggiet, pass protection suspect. Maggiet. He don't need to be protecting big. Look, I get it. Maggiet played like crap. But it's a long season. Okay? It's a long season. It's going to get better. But we're talking about TJ Watt. This dude had damn near 20 sacks back-to-back years, and we're thinking that one tackle and Caleb Maggiet is going to be better. Anybody would have gotten a behind whoop by TJ Watt, and they have. Nobody has been able to solve the TJ Watt problem, okay? Nobody has been able to solve that problem with TJ Watt, so let's stop it, okay? He does this to everybody. The Pittsburgh Steelers and this team have been doing this to teams for over 50 years. Going all the way back to the 70s. This is what they do. Michael Penix should be under center going through his growing pains. His teammate Kirk Cousins is taking up time and space. Weird move. Blah, blah, blah. The quarterback to get the career started. So, look, there's a reason why Michael Penix is on the bench. He's not better, okay? He's not better than him. And one, he has to learn how to go through his progression. If you go back to the national championship against Michigan, when he's under duress, he makes pretty bad mistakes. But look, this is what young quarterbacks do. Young quarterbacks are going to have issues with, under pressure, under duress. So he's not ready for that, okay? So at the end of the day, we got to give this guy time to learn the system. This is a new system for Michael Penix. Who's to say he's going to be good in this offense? Who's to say he's going to be able to pick it up? Okay, he made a lot of mistakes even in the preseason. He played enough, and we saw what he can do, but we saw him make mistakes too. So look, just because we think we know, we don't know. The Falcons would be fine, and we just have to wait the process. Michael Penix may see some action this year, but right now, the best bet for the Atlanta Falcons is to play the veteran, and we got to get these guys time to make the adjustments. Excuse me. Personally, I was pleased with the defense considering the first game. We have a temper our expectations. New quarterback coming off injury. First time offensive coordinator, chemistry. Algier. He basically wants Algier to have a little bit more carries and whatnot. But again, this is what I stated over and over again. If you just look around the league, most of the backup running backs are not going to get anything over 3 to about 10 to 12 touches. And that's the backup running back. This is around the league average for backup running backs. Now, there are those outlier games where we see 2 running backs rushing for 100 yards plus, but that's when everything is clicking. All right, everything clicking. You playing one of the best teams and the worst teams in the league, or you just having a team just having one of those days when nothing goes right. You're not going to see that from this Atlanta Falcons team. Okay, Bijan Robinson is the starter. Tyler Algier knows that. He's there to back up Bijan. When the Falcons need him, he's going to be that. There may be instances where we need him in certain situations because Bijan may not be playing well. He could have a fumble issue a game, and things are not going. So we're going to need Tyler Algier. This is why you need backups. When things aren't going where you expect, or Bijan is just not feeling it. And Tyler Algier is just that guy. We need him to be able to step in when he needs to. So this is what we have to temper our expectations like that. Tyler Algier is not going to see any more reps than what he's due. But like I said, we don't know what the offensive coordinator is thinking. But for the most part, what we do know is that Bijan Robinson is the guy, and he's one of those players in this particular team, on this particular team, and in this league that is a matchup problem. All right, I'm not going to put Algier out at wide receiver and say, all right, run a route. That's not his strength. Okay, he can catch the ball, but he's not Bijan Robinson. He's not Saquon Barkley. Those guys went that high because these guys are different. Okay, so let's keep that real. We're seeing the continuation of the team. Matt Ryan, loss of stability with Matt Ryan era. Find the franchise quarterback may take some time. Team opposing fan, take up your stadium, strap in for us on. But look, I'm past the Matt Ryan stuff. Okay, I love Matt Ryan. I think y'all all know that. We've been called Matt Ryanites over here, Ryanites over here. So it's like I'm all that. But this game has nothing to do with Matt Ryan. Teams go through it. If you go through a period of time where things change. You have a new offense coordinator, you have a new head coach, you have a new system, you have new players in the system, and it takes time. Players have to get used to how certain coaches like to play in certain situations. That does not mean that we're struggling the entire year. That doesn't mean that we haven't found a quarterback. Maybe the quarterback just had a bad game. Matt Ryan has played the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers made Matt Ryan look like a scrub. So this is what they do. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to, say this is a continuation because the Falcons haven't replaced Matt Ryan. Look, you're never going to replace Matt Ryan. He's a Hall of Famer. Okay, you're never going to replace Matt Ryan, and chances are you may not have an offense as good as that ever again. Okay, so if you're looking to have an offense or a quarterback as good as Matt Ryan, maybe that's the problem and not the team. Our expectations for a particular quarterback, the team, maybe that's too high. And sometimes you just need to build a team in its entirety and then trying to create another superstar. Don't blame the fans for this, says British Dan. King Muncie says, Raheem Morris, he's not a head coach, though. It's been over 10 years since. Well, Raheem Morris was thrown in a situation, right? They had fired Chucky, I believe, at the time. And ironically, he has a YouTube now, John Gruden. He has a YouTube channel that's pretty good, but they had just fired him, if I'm not mistaken, and Raheem Morris was thrown into a situation where he's not ready for it. So I'm not going to hold him to that. As far as the head coaching position, he wasn't ready, all right? A lot of coaches was thrown into the fire where they're not ready. And you're expecting him to be this legendary coach where he still has to find his way. That he's finally getting the team that he needs. So Raheem Morris, I'm not going to say he's not a head coach because that's yet to be seen. I think he coached pretty well at the end when he was the interim head coach for the Atlanta Falcons when we fired Dan Quinn. And he did pretty good. But as far as the fans concerned, man, look, anytime you have opposing teams' fans hyping up their fans in your home, when you have to use a silent count, that shit is atrocious. So I don't care what the hell y'all say. I'm blaming the fans for this. The Falcons season tickets have been sold out. And the Falcons season ticket holders sold those damn tickets to the Steelers fans. So y'all can kiss my ass with not blaming the fans. Okay? I'm blaming them. I thought Simmons Bates was fine. It was Terrell. It was the problem in coverage. Look, the Falcons gave up 9 catches to the wide receivers. 6 of them were to George Pickens, okay, for 85 yards. To say A.J. Terrell got burnt and all this, look, that's overreaction. That's overreaction. A few of those times, it wasn't even on A.J. Terrell. So to sit up here and say he got burnt and all this nonsense, look, let's stop. Okay, Falcon gave up 9 catches. Stop it, people. They gave up 200 and something total yards. Stop it. Okay, stop it. It really isn't that bad. All right, so can the Atlanta Falcons improve? Absolutely. But let's stop with the overreaction. No more sugarcoat. A.J. is trash. He couldn't cover Pickens. He had 85 yards, people. It wasn't 100. Okay? He didn't give up a touchdown. Stop it. You people have to stop it. Dude, I can't do this with this team. Boo, says Scott's, whatever his name is. Trust says they are rushed. They didn't play all preseason. It's the first game of the season. I'm not going to get too caught up in that. Christopher Perkins says sick and tired of losing. Glenn Westside says AJ is trash, blah, blah, blah. You got to get a quarterback that is not a statue in the pocket. The crazy part about that, even Michael Penix is a quote-unquote a statue in the pocket. And just because you are not a statue and you are a mobile quarterback, actually mobile quarterbacks get hit more than statue quarterbacks. So, and that's the fact. You just have to do a better job of just, getting the ball out of his hand and protect him and getting it done, execute. It come down to execution, people. Kurt is rusty and bad. Kurt is still hurt, guys. That was a terrible game for both teams. Repeat, Falcons are done. And like I said, man, everybody have their right to be upset. But at the end of the day, we have to stop. Okay? Stop it. We will be fine, people. There's nothing to sit up here and whine and cry about after one game. The Falcons did not give us what we needed and what we wanted, and a win and a great performance overall. But this is football. You're going to have these games where these guys are going to, it's going to get ugly. This was an ugly game. It was an ugly game. But I want to reserve my takes and my expectations until what we see the next 2, 3, 4, 5 games. I said, we're going to see what Kirk Cousins is and isn't around that 3 to about 5 to 6 games, right? So if we're 5 and 6 games in and Kirk Cousins does not look, if he's not improving, then we know we need to, start a certain process. And that process is maybe you're looking at Michael Penix. But like at the end of the day, man, I'm not gonna reduce this team to trash over one game. And one game against a damn good defense and one of the best, if not the best, pass rusher in the league right now in TJ Watt. I'm not doing it. So let me know what you guys think about this. This has been your boy Madmike with another Atlanta Falcons video. Check out the Lady Birds tonight. All right, the Lady Birds going to give their take on the Atlanta Falcons, Pittsburgh Steelers with host Miss Maggie T. Miss Pam, Lyric's mom, aka Kiki. How you doing? Also, man, we got a $20 promo for content creators and business owners to advertise them all Atlanta Falcons Nation social media platforms. If you guys need a little boost, you need a little bit more exposure to help bring a little bit more eyes to not only your business, but your YouTube channel, your Instagram page, your social media pages. AFN will help you get more eyes on it. So if you're interested in that for a $20 promotion, advertising on not only Madmike Sports, AFN, and most of we have so many platforms available. AFN, again, if you guys are interested, it's $20 a week to help promote your business, help promote your YouTube channel. So if you're interested, hit myself up, Miss Maggie T, at Atlanta Falcons Nation, not only on Twitter, but on IG or even on Atlanta Falcons Nation. So with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody for joining us. This has been another episode of Atlanta Falcons fan reaction to the epic loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. With that being said, man, check out the video that is on this screen. That's all I got to say about that. Thanks for joining us. I'm out here, man. Peace.